And the stage of the fish, okay? When I'm breaking down that lake, before I get there, before I even put my boat in, I'm going to have a pretty good guess of what these fish are going to be in. So I look at Lake Martin, and I look at the weather for next week and the following week. And it's the same, pretty much the same of what we have here on on air temperature, 50s, highs in the 50s, lows in the 20s. I think it's obviously going to be a pre-spawn deal. You get in the springtime where, say it's not in Alabama, it's in Virginia, so it's a lot further north, and you're looking at the air temperatures, and they're in the 70s, and the lows are in the high 40s and the 50s. You're getting closer to the spawn, and then obviously, when it gets a lot warmer, it's going to be a post-spawn deal. So that's some of the things that I'm going to look at before I go there. Next slide. I think I'm going too slow. We're good? Okay. This right here, if I had to pick one word that separates not only weekend anglers from, that separates us, that separates Van Dam, I don't want to put too many names out there because it's going to hurt somebody's feelings. That separates everybody, one word, is efficiency. I swear to you, that is the biggest word in bass fishing. From the time, I started working a week ago on efficiency. My truck, you can slide the bed of my truck. You can open the drawers in my truck and I know where everything's at. Everything has its place. Everything that I need, hopefully, is in my truck. When I get to the lake, it's efficiency even whenever I stay there. When I get on the water, I don't want to waste 1 minute. I don't want to fish baits that aren't efficient. Day one, I'm just going to give you a rundown. And like I said, this is what I do, but this is also what you can do if you go practicing on a lake for a tournament, or if you just go fishing. Day one, I'm going to pick one area of the lake, and I'm going to draw a circle around it, and I'm not going to leave that area the entire day. Unless it's 3 o'clock, and I'm just I haven't seen a boat, I haven't had a bite, nothing looks good, then I may bail on it. But this day in and day out, this is what I'm going to do. There's not any creeks on there. We'll take 10 Killer, for instance. Most of you guys have been to 10 Killer. A good area to pick there, I want to pick something that has one of the biggest creeks, it has a lot of flats, to offer. So I may pick something like Burnt Cabin. And literally, I can't tell you how many times I've done this. I back my boat in the water. I've never been to the lake before. I park my truck and I put my trolling motor down and I just take off fishing. Throwing a spook, early, cranking, whatever the situation might be, throwing a spinnerbait. But I want to spend the first 3 or 4 hours actually fishing and just seeing what these fish are doing, how aggressive they are, trying to figure out what stage they are, looking at the lake, seeing what the lake has to offer, if it has, grass or how much shad it has and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to spend the first 3 or 4 hours fishing. I'm going to try to develop something on how I can get a bite, gain a little bit of confidence in that area, and then start looking. So I'm going to treat the creek, Burnt Cabin, just like a lake. Because what's going to happen is whenever you fish around for 3 or 4 hours, you're going to be all right, these fish are close to the channel swings, and they're getting ready to spawn. And I'm just making this up. They're pre-spawn, but they're getting ready to spawn, and it's not going to be really very long until they start really coming up. And I guarantee you, once you develop that, you can pretty much run to every creek in the lake and do the same thing, exact same thing. And that makes it easier on me. I don't have to fish the whole lake. I don't want to fish the whole lake. In practice, my goal is not to learn everything. My goal is just to get an idea of what's going on, because I don't want to figure it out in practice, because when you figure it out, you tend to run a plan. And when you run a plan, you're not open-minded and you don't give other things a chance. I just want to be like, okay, there's a few fish here in Burnt Cabin. They're doing this, and I may run and look at this other creek. This creek looks a lot similar. Now let's just go fishing. I caught them the first day cranking, but today it's slick calm. I may have to throw a jig. I may have to do something totally different. But I just want to get an idea of what's going on. Pick an area and stay put. What kind of angler are you? If you don't like throwing a Ned rig, don't throw it.
Welcome to Bass University TV, an online video training course where you'll learn champion bass fishing techniques from pro anglers Pete Glusek, Mike Iaconelli, and their talented special guests. From on the water to in the classroom, you'll learn sound techniques and strong fundamental bass fishing skills. Watch hours of video content on multiple topics at your own pace for a low monthly fee. Cancel at any time. Information is power in the sport of fishing, so learn from the very best. Subscribe to Bass University TV today.